Hey, it's Artie Lang for the Artie Lang Uncensored / Artie Quitter podcast. On every Friday, we're going to be playing our favorite moments from Monday through Thursday on the live shows. And if you want to find them on Twitter, we're calling them Artie's Cutlets. Everything's fucking food. Artie's Choice Cutlets for the week. I tell you, the Pats have been involved with a couple of the best Super Bowls ever played. Both Giant games that they lost in were incredible games. This was incredible. They don't play shitty Super Bowls, and they're now 4-2. And we're gonna present with great glee half number 2 of Super Bowl 49. After this intro, you'll hear me reacting to the gambling and to what happened in this fucking game. Pretty incredible stuff. And again, I redid all my math, and I missed a couple of VIGs that I owed. I'm up $3,500. $3,500 is what I was up for yesterday. Combined with my rest of the winnings that I had in the playoffs this year, I am up in football this year $8,500. So I'm going to take that, and I'm going to go back into stopping gambling mode. I did it just honestly. I did it all for the lady comedy. I wanted to do it for some of your entertainment guys and bet a little bit. And quite frankly, I was close to getting hooked again. But I'm going to take my $8,500 I won on the playoffs and go home.
Is that $8,550? Because you won the 50 for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. 50. Dan Filata, Chicago Dan Filata, my co-host for this brief introduction. I did win a big whopping half a sheet, half a yard, whatever you want to call it. $50. God. One half a point, a half a dime. Half a time. A time is $100. No, excuse me. A time is $10. 5-timer I won from Dan Filata. So Dan paid me $50. He took the Seattle Seahawks. What can we say, man, about that last call? Listen, I forget what year it was. It might have been 1984. The great announcer for the Chicago Cubs. A ball... Dan, you're going to know right away. Was it Lee Smith pitching? Who got hit in the back? Someone hit the ball back to the box, and it hit a Cub pitcher in the back and popped up, and either Ryan Sandberg or the great shortstop, the black kid, what was his name?
Shawan Dunston.
The kid out of Brooklyn.
Sean Dunston.
Dunston. Yeah. One of those guys caught it, and it went for a double play, and it was just a freak play. I think it was Lee Smith. It hit him in the back. It should have been a base hit, a single up the middle that would have won the game for the other team, and the Cubs advanced to go to the playoffs. Instead, it hit the Cub pitcher in the back. It popped up, and it landed in the glove of a Cub infielder. Again, either Ryan Sandberg or Dunston, I believe. And it went for a double play, and the Cubs won. And the great Harry Carey says this: God wants the Cubs to win.
The good Lord.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
The good Lord wants the Cubs to win. All right? And they went on and won. You don't fuck with the good Lord. You don't fuck what the good Lord wants. Yesterday, in that game, the good Lord wanted the Seahawks to win. And he showed this by having Curse catch that ball. When Curse made that catch off a guy who 5 minutes later would become Super Bowl immortality. Think about that. When Curse caught that pass, are you looking at who's covering him? He was blanketed with great coverage by a guy named William Butler. Great coverage. A clutch player, a very underrated player. This guy was all over wherever he was covering.
Now, is he related to Malcolm Butler, the guy who's actually on the field? Again,
this is why Dan is not on the microphone all the time. Dan is a producer. It's jokes like that keep him behind the scenes. If you guys want to Google that and look it up, that's a fun little game for you to play, what Dan meant by it. If not, we can edit it out. We'll take your phone calls. No. So anyway, no, not William Butler. Malcolm Butler. Right. It was Malcolm Butler. Good one. I made a mistake. Malcolm Butler made an incredible play on Curse. And Curse had the incredible presence of mind to find the ball that kicked up without hitting the ground, assuming it didn't hit the ground, because you can see he's not even looking at the ball with his eyes. And he grabbed it. He grabbed it out of the air and caught it at about the 5-yard line. Little below the 5-yard line. My phone's ringing because it's off hours. Okay? So when that happened, one of the most incredible catches up there, right up there with David Tyree. Right up there with Tyree. And Tom Brady. Who is that? Who's leaving me a message?
I think its schools are closed tomorrow.
Dan, why would you not get the fuck up and do something?
What am I going to do? You're in front
Get
of
up,
the phone.
get up and hang up the phone.
I don't have any kids.
What do you? We're recording the podcast. Does this mean anything to you? In the middle of my rap about the big fucking game, the big play, this is what people want to hear. My sports analysis.
This is a
All
public
right, we'll
service.
wait for
I'm
the
sure.
fucking, dude, all you got to do when it's ringing, you got to call, you got to pick up the receiver and then hang it back up, and they won't call. All right, they stopped. Jesus. We're leaving that in. We're leaving that in. I want the people to see your work ethic.
Schools are open tomorrow.
Yeah, whatever. Is that what they said?
Yeah.
All right. Horrible day here. All right. So when Curse makes that fucking catch, man, if Harry Carey was doing that game, he would probably go, the good Lord wants the Seattle Seahawks to win. Because that's what it looked like. Tom Brady looked like he looked when Tyree caught that pass. We're back in Arizona. We're getting fucked again. And by the way, 4-2 in the Super Bowl for the supposed dynasty. 4-3 overall in the Patriots. Yeah, but in the dynasty years with Brady and Belichick, 2 losses to who? The Giants. The Giants. Eli Manning was not in the game. That's why Tom Brady won. That's right. Eli Manning, the guy who looks like he has Down syndrome, the mouth breather, was not in the fucking game. So asshole Brady wins, but I don't care because I had the Pats and I had the over. All right? Okay. So by this point in my gambling world, I'm really happy because the over's a guarantee. But Curse made it look like, all right, now they're within the 5-yard line. They got like a minute left, more than enough time. It's 1st and goal from basically the 4.5. 1st and goal from basically the 4. You got to assume they're going to score. So I'm going to lose my Patriots bet at the Pats -1. I'm easily going to win the over-under. As a matter of fact, it's in already. That's the greatest thing about betting the over. When you win, you win. You're done. You can't lose it anymore. But I would have lost money if the Pats would have, so minus a $5,000 swing, I would have lost like, $2,500. I would have been down money. Unless the Pats somehow miraculously won and they didn't score. And guess what? They fucking did. Guys, okay, what happens next is the single, and you've heard this before, and I don't know how dramatic you can make this. What happened next was the single worst call, not in the history of football, in the history of sports. In the history of sports, because of what was on the line. The most coveted. I love baseball. It's my favorite sport, but of course, like football has overcome everything. The most coveted statue in sports, the Lombardi Trophy. That was on the line. It would have been 2 in a row for the Seahawks, 2 in a row for Carroll, 2 in a row for Russell Wilson, the Legion of Boom, 2 in a row. Now you're talking dynasty already. All these guys are young kids. Wilson's young, Sherman's young. You're talking dynasty already. 2 in a row. Hasn't been done in a long fucking time, 2 in a row. And it's almost a guarantee because 1st and goal from the 4.5-yard line. And who do they have? They have Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch's motherfucking nickname. His nickname is Beast. The Beast. Beast. You know what beast mode means? That means when guys fall all over him, when they're on top of him, he can drag them for extra yardage. That's what it means to me. Which means he's basically, arguably, the best short yardage running back in the history of the NFL. The best short yardage guy in the history. You could talk Walter Payton, you could talk Campbell, you could talk Dorsett, whoever. Flying over the top like Payton did for short yardage. Campbell just bulling his way through. But Lynch, man, in the modern era, he might be the best ever. because he's in beast mode and he carries you a few extra yards. So they hand it off to him. I thought they were going to score on the first down. Hand it off to him on the first down. What does he do? If he leaned left instead of right, or right instead of left, or juked and jived, did whatever the fuck, he would have scored on the first handoff. He gets to the 1.5 yard line. Basically the 1. He gets down to the 1 on the first goddamn play from scrimmage after that amazing catch by Curse. And they're doing everything right. They're giving it to Lynch. He's the best in the game. Now you got 3 more downs. He gets it to, he should have scored there, but he didn't. Okay. He gets it down to the 1 fucking yard line. Now you throw out punting and obviously those possibilities. You have 3 more downs. 3 more downs. Second, third, and fourth. To take the best guys, not your running back. Any running back. And by the way, Wilson too. One of the best running quarterbacks, probably when it's all said and done, who's ever lived. Okay? Why would you ever let the ball leave his fingers? But you have not just a running back, not just kind of good, not your starter, not an all-pro, the best ever, the best maybe short yardage running back of all fucking time. You need him to go under a yard in 3 tries, and you get the second straight Vince Lombardi motherfucking trophy. And that's what God wants. You can't go against God's will. This is going to be fucked up consequences for Pete Carroll. And the offensive coordinator, whose name escapes me. What's his name, Danny? Who's the offensive coordinator for the dickweeds? We don't even know. We got to get gas. By the way, this week we're getting great gas. If he comes out of hiding, we're getting his ass. The comedian who loves the Seahawks. Okay, the offensive coordinator. And Reichard, is it Reichard?
Darrell Bevel.
Darrell Bevel. Darrell Bevel, offensive coordinator for the Seahawks. That doesn't sound right to me for some reason. Russell Wilson, the quarterback who, I guess at times could call an audible and make it his own play. And Pete Carroll, 3 amazing football minds, okay? Pete Carroll is known as a great coach. I mean, just a great coach. But Steven Tyler in the stands could have told you what to do. Marshawn Lynch, 3 tries to go a yard. The best short running back. You can't even get out how stupid it is. So what do? Okay. If you have the audacity to even think of throwing a pass, the last pass you throw is from a pass formation, which tips it, over the middle. A slant play over the middle in a crowded field. What you do if you're going to pass, and I'm not saying this because I'm some great football mind. It's a retard can come up with it. If you're a casual fan of the game, if you're going to pass the fucking football, well, I don't know why you would. If you're going to pass the football, you start from something that doesn't give away a pass. You maybe do a play action. And you throw to one of the corners. You take one of your great receivers. You take Curse. You take Matthews. You take a tight end. Whatever. You take Lynch. Maybe you put Lynch in the game. How about that? Is that a good idea? Maybe if it's a pass, you let Lynch play in the fucking game at least. Go to one of the corners if you want to get this pass out of your fucking head. You're trying to be cute. You're trying to look, I'm going to go against what everybody's thinking. No confidence, by the way, shows no confidence in Marshawn Lynch. How do you not just run it down their throats each time? Anyway, that's a whole other issue. But if you're going to pass, you throw it to one of the corners off a play-action fake in an I formation or something that doesn't look pass. So this way, all the Pats, because they know what you're going to do, probably like everybody else, they assume from Steven Tyler and Mark Wahlberg and John fucking Travolta, who gets massages from dudes at 3 a.m., he knows you're going to run the ball. So while all the Pats bite at that bait and all dive into the middle, you might have a wide open guy in one of the corners and you hit him with a pass. And that's the only pass you consider. Even that's stupid. If they did that and it won the game with that, I'd go, they got lucky. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Because Lynch probably would have been just a blocker in that situation. You made Lynch an offensive lineman. What the fuck are you doing? And, look, there's a safety valve in that play, too. The play I just described. Because if one of the guys are covered by a guy like Revis or somebody in that secondary who had a really good game, the Pats secondary, Revis in particular, had a really good game. If they're covered, you just take the ball if you're Russell Wilson and you throw it 50 seats into the stands. Give someone a souvenir. Someone gets a big souvenir. If it's a Pats fan, he probably throws it back at that point. You know why? Because now there's 2 chances instead of 3, but that's all you need of Lynch now running the ball in. So you get, for some reason, you're Pete Carroll, you want to show you're cute, and you want to get a pass out of your system. The only pass you throw is from a non-passing formation, a play-action fake to one of the corners, and only throw the ball in the vicinity of someone wearing shoulder pads if they're wide open for the touchdown. If not, if there's a Patriot within a mile of the guy, throw it a million miles into the stands, regroup, hand the ball to Marshawn Lynch. Once or twice. Lynch almost scored. He was in beast mode. He was ready. Look, everyone thought that Lynch was playing a very mediocre game. But he quietly had 102 yards. It's mediocre for him. He was just starting to get fired up. The adrenaline was going. He would have scored on the very next play they asked him to run the ball. He would have scored. You had 3 chances. You had 3 chances. You're basically asking a pro bowler. You're telling Earl Anthony in his prime, you got 3 chances to get 1 pin. That's what you're doing. You got 3 chances, and you force him to throw 3 gutter balls somehow. That's how fucking easy it is. Look, if you hand the ball to Marshawn Lynch, and this would not have happened, if you hand it to him and he fumbles the ball, if someone makes an amazing play of the Patriots and strips him, or he fumbles the ball, he drops it, the handoff's bad, the snap is bad, blah, blah, blah. You know what? You called the right play. And somebody fucked up. Somebody made a great play on the patch. You fucked up. It's a mistake. It's a physical human mistake. You forgive them. Guys, you made a mistake. But this is unforgivable. It's so unforgivable that Pete Carroll, one of the most respected coaches in the world in sports, it's a fireable offense. He's not going to get fired. But it's a fireable offense, and he knew it. He was scared to death in every one of those press conferences. He was backtracking. He didn't know what to say. And it was unanimous in the football world. Unanimous. Everybody, WCE was the hashtag. Worst call ever. From every football player who analyzes games, for every football player who's sitting at home with dementia. Every football player with dementia knew. It was a shit play. Worst call in the history of sports, in the history of sporting events, from the first time 2 dudes got together and said, let's do something physical where there's points we're putting up on the board. And I'm going to try to beat you. Worst call of all time because of what was at stake. Now, this guy Butler made a great play. You know why it's extra great? And not enough people are giving him credit for this. It's extra great because he anticipated somehow the dumbest call of all time. The only thing a dumb call has going for it is the element of surprise. The only thing a call that stupid has going for it is no one expects it. Butler was right on it. What athletic ability, what intelligence that guy showed. And I'll tell you what, Tom Brady and Belichick should blow that motherfucker. Maybe they have already. Because I'll tell you what, Jaber. I'll tell you what, that play puts Tom Brady, that 1 second, that one play by Malcolm Butler puts Tom Brady in the conversation for the best quarterback of all time. He already was, but without that 4th ring, Montana and Bradshaw always have the upper edge. And that's why it's a game of inches, and how can you really be accurate, and who's right and who's wrong? You know, how can you really be accurate? I mean, look, that catch was a fluke, complete luck, all right? That goes against Brady. And then Lynch somehow not getting the ball there, that goes for Brady. And then Butler making that interception for Brady. It's a game of inches. And Brady was not even on the field when his legacy was put in stone as arguably the greatest quarterback ever with 4 rings. He wasn't even on the field when that was decided. That's sports. It's a team sport. He wasn't even on the field. This guy Butler did it for him. He somehow anticipated a retarded call. You ever hang out with a retarded person? You try to catch a retarded person. They make moves you will never, and I've had to do this before. I've said that I've had sex with a retarded girl once, and I put her on a bus to get rid of her. And I'm not proud of it. But it took me an hour to catch this bitch because she was making moves all around my apartment. You know why? You can't anticipate. She thinks like a retarded person. I was like, where you going? Where you going? Ah! And she would spit for no reason and throw up for no reason. She would shit in her hand and throw it at me. And I didn't have any clue on how to, defend that because it's a retarded person making moves you don't expect. It's so hard to catch a retarded person. And you put a retarded person at quarterback or as a head coach, you're not going to, for a little while, they might be winning because you're not going to anticipate anything they're doing. This was a retarded call. Make no mistake. This is if that girl I was trying to catch in my apartment was coaching and quarterbacking for the Seahawks. Basically, Russell Wilson took a shit in his hand and threw it at the Patriots. He took a big, overinflated shit that looked like a football and threw it at the secondary of the Patriots over the middle. No one can anticipate it because it's someone throwing shit. It's a retarded play. Somehow, Malcolm Butler anticipated shit throwing. Malcolm Butler anticipated a surprise no one could fucking predict. Malcolm Butler anticipated Pete Carroll and the offensive coordinator, whose name escapes me already, for the Seahawks. He anticipated those two dropping their pants, taking a big shit in Russell Wilson's hand, and Russell Wilson throwing it over the middle in a slant play from the 1 fucking yard line while Marshawn Lynch sat there eating Skittles 8 feet away. You know what they said to Lynch? They said, dude, we don't need you anymore. Here's the thing. Take your shoulder pads off, shower up, go up with Steven Tyler in the box there, get something to eat. You're not needed anymore. You're the best short yardage runner of all time. We need 1 yard to win the Super Bowl in 3 plays. We don't need you. Go upstairs, buddy. We're going to play this like a retarded girl Artie's trying to get rid of after he fucks. We're going to shit in Russell Wilson's hand and have him throw the pass. And you know what? Butler anticipated the shit throwing and intercepted the big turd. He intercepted the turd and it looked turdful. And what do you say? Is Tom Brady the best quarterback of all time because of all that sequence of events? And all the texts I was getting. People are so happy I lost. People love when people lose. Like, oh, you lost, fat ass. Fuck you. And I'm trying to be my friends again when I win. Fuck off, douchebags. Go fuck yourselves. Go fuck yourselves. No one needs to hear from you. Yeah. They all thought it was karma with the Inflategate. They thought it was karma when that guy made the catch, when Kurtz made the catch. But karma came back, and Butler got it. Dan, is Tom Brady the greatest quarterback ever? Of course, he was in the discussion before this, but now with the 4 rings, even though he wasn't even on the field to decide it, what do you think?
Oh boy, if I had to pick one in their prime, I'd go with Montana.
Yeah, now Montana in that system too. You got Montana in the West Coast offense with Walsh, and then Seifert came in obviously and just babysat them that last year to a 55-10 victory. Walsh could have done the same thing, and Walsh said after that he regretted not playing the one more year to get the 4th ring. But in that system with Rice and Taylor, that defense too, people forget Roger Craig in for the last 3, I believe. What an amazing runner Roger Craig was. So all those guys were so smart. Ronnie Lott, and I hated him as a Giant fan, but Ronnie Lott, one of the most intelligent players ever, just a hitter like you never saw before. Montana in that system, I got to agree with you because I lost so much money just watching him. But I'll tell you what, after Kurtz makes that catch, I go back to Harry Carey. God wants the Seahawks to win. And they went against Pete Carroll. And Russell Wilson went against God's will, went against the good Lord's will, and made it happen. So they lost, and they will be punished for that. They will be punished for that. So what do you think? What do you think? So, is he second best You put him. Okay? So the discussion becomes: do you put him over Bradshaw? It's hard to do, man.
Yeah, because you know what? There are plenty of times
Bradshaw's 4 for 4. He didn't play. This guy did play in 6 of them too, man. Lost 2 to the Giants. And Tony Easton and Steve Grogan lost to the Bears. By the way, one of my favorite Howard Cosell things ever. Steve Grogan, the elusive one, drops back to pass. He hits Irving Fry over the middle. Who's open? Of course he's open. He's always open. So you put him over Bradshaw.
Yes, I would have to go Montana, Brady.
Montana, Brady, Bradshaw. And Bradshaw third? Jay Cutler? Where's Jay Cutler in the conversation? Did you see, by the way, the Real Sports on the Chicago Bears, the 85 Bears?
Yes.
Look, as a Giant fan, I hated them, but I loved them because they were maniacs and a real fun North Dallas 40 kind of throwback to the 70s and 60s football team. How sad, man. McMahon goes to the store, then forgets how to come home and has to call his wife. His wife who's not that hot. Do you think he knows his wife is not that hot?
Yeah.
Do you think someone told him she's hotter than she is?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he's your boy Dan Hampton, who did a great interview with us. He seems like one of the most lucid. Poor guy. Singletary, I guess, is coaching, so he's okay, but Singletary did the punishment. But McMahon, a lot of people called him a pretty boy. He took a lot of hits, that guy, man.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And can we stop with the Seattle defense may be as good as the 85 Bears? No way.
It's hard to be as good as the 85 Bears. It is. But, it's a different kind. It's a more streamlined, modern, it's very much about the secondary. They put amazing hits on guys, but the 85 Bears defense was incredible. But the most, look, how about Dave Dorson, speaking of secondary? Dave Dorson on the Bears from that team shot himself in the chest on purpose. He didn't want to shoot himself in the head because he wanted his head to be examined. He knew he had something fucked up with him. Most impressive part about that it said the current Real Sports on HBO airing right now with Brian Gumbel. It's the first story up. Most incredible part, Mike Ditka, who's as big a football guy as you get, says if he had a kid, he would not let him play football. That's incredible. That is, you know what? Football's looking at the end. Could you believe that?
To the ratings.
Well, could you believe it? Oh, I know that. People love watching disasters. People love watching tragedy. Could you believe that, though? That Ditka said that?
Yeah.
If he had a kid, it was pretty incredible.
I was shocked.
All right, so I don't know how much more blunt I could put it. Except the LeGarrette Blunt didn't fucking win that bet for me. I ended up $3,500 after the VIG, a total of $8,500.
50.
I'm sorry, I'm not even going to count that because that's for chicks, your $50 bet. A total of $8,550 for the playoffs, and now I'm going to stop gambling. I just wanted to do this. It is hard it's like dabbling back with heroin. All right, so that's it. That's my opinion. I wanted to get out there soon before I announce this second half. You're about to listen to me go through my gambling odyssey. Real quick, 2 other stories. Current events that just came over the wire. Warren Sapp was arrested in Arizona. He tried to get a whore, and it's assault too. NFL Network immediately fired him. And look, if it was just a whore, I'd say give him another chance. Hookers should be legal. The poor guy wants to get laid, let him get laid. But if it's assault, you can't be hitting women. I hope he didn't hit a woman. Because honestly, after all these bullshit NFL commercials, the bullshit annoying, the commercials were horrible, by the way. We'll get into this on the podcast Wednesday, tomorrow.
It was like watching the Lifetime channel during the commercial break.
Women have taken over. Women wanted it. For some reason, they wanted to take over the Super Bowl. Well, you got it, guys. There's no insensitive, maybe mean sounding jokes in a commercial anymore. They don't want it in stand-up. They don't want it in commercials. That sounds mean. You're being mean. So this is what we get, guys. They go the direct opposite way because comedy is getting ruined in this country. Nobody knows what the fuck to do. Nobody knows how to please all you assholes who do nothing but bitch and complain. No one knows what to do, so they go the other way. They go the sappy way that just depressed the living shit out of everybody. So all these domestic violence ads, the NFL, what a bunch of hypocrites. What damage control. You're not doing anything that's helping the situation. You're embarrassing yourself. And a guy who works for the NFL Network right afterwards, right after the biggest game, the biggest event in the NFL, after all those fucking domestic abuse public service announcements, the NFL Network star, Warren Sapp, a guy with a ring from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when he played, great player, University of Miami guy, is arrested for maybe smacking around a hooker.
He looks so sad in that picture.
He
Like he could never hurt anyone.
I'd be sad too. We're looking at his mugshot. Maybe smacking around a hooker. All right, Sapp, I hope you didn't hit anybody. If it's just whoring, I hope they reconsider taking you back.
Can I send best wishes to Suge Knight, who they can't get out of prison?
Well, listen, man. Let's just hope Suge doesn't have people outside who are going to kill you or me. I stand next to you too much. I don't want to get hit. Suge, we wish you the best, buddy. Peace out. We love you. But they ran over a couple of guys. A guy got killed. I mean, these guys got to get out of the way. Suge Knight, the illustrious career. Also, real quick, before I throw it to the second half Odyssey, and you'll hear me react to this entire thing and eventually win. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing me lose $2,000 on a fucking coin toss, by the way. But before I throw it to that, the other big story, Johnny Manziel going to rehab. And I will be serious about this. I'd be such a hypocrite if I goofed on Manziel. I'm not going to goof on a guy. He's in the public eye. A lot of people want to hate him. He's the pretty boy from Texas A&M, college rah-rah kid, can come off as cocky. But hey, he's doing the right thing here, man. It's for his family. It's for his friends. It's for his career. I hope he's sincere about it. I still don't have confidence in myself. You got to be clean for years and years, and it took me a long time to even get this far. So Manziel, I applaud what you're doing, man. It takes balls, no matter who you are, and I wish you the best, buddy. I hope you get yourself together because you'll have a great life if you do. Obviously, you already have a great life, and I mean that. I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't say that because I've struggled, as everyone knows, and I hope Manziel does okay. I do. Johnny be well. That's why I can't get mad at Sapp for the hooker part. I've never hit a woman in my life, not even a whore, and some of the prices are ridiculous. A hooker blows you with braces. Sometimes you want to smack them, but never did it. But if it's just a whore, it's one thing. But if he smacked around a woman or anybody, Sapp, I gotta say you might need some more help than I can give you there. But let's all remember that story when the NFL is never again will I say you made me mad. Never again will I say you were asking for it. Shut the fuck up, NFL. Roger Goodell, you robot. Early this morning, Dan and I woke up and had a cappuccino. Yeah, that's our morning thing. We get up, we read the New York Times, we read the style section, we read what's going on in the theater. We see what the latest exhibit is at the Met. African art, blah, blah, blah. And we put on ESPN today, and Bill Belichick is the most emotionless. Wednesday we'll get into all this when the guys are here, too. I got Joe coming up, Matt Reese, and, of course, the great Chris Cotton. They were great on the show yesterday. And Mandy Statmiller, I want to thank. She was great. My mom and sister, thank you so much. I love you guys. My mother made an amazing set of food. But, NFL, just a bunch of hypocrites. And I will get to all that. Roger Goodell looked like a robot. And Bill Belichick and Roger Goodell, if they got together and they shot him up with liquid Adderall, they would not show an emotion. You could shoot them up right into their veins with liquid Adderall, and neither one of them would smirk. Not even from a good fart. And Tom Brady's not that much. Tom Brady's the Derek Jeter of football. These guys, Derek Jeter and Tom Brady, you know the exciting, fun, interesting interview those guys could do if they had shot up with truth serum, if they were a little honest about that fucking life. The most interesting part about the Brady interview, he comes out and he goes, hey guys, sorry, late night. That's what he said, sorry, late night. Let's hear about that. I don't care about deflated footballs. I don't care about if you think Edelman had a concussion with the last pass you hit him. I don't care why Blunt wasn't effective with the running game. I don't care how you found Gronkowski in the corner of the end zone. I don't give a shit. I want to hear more about that late night. I want to hear if Giselle called up Naomi and Cindy and every other.
Her sister, twin sister. Other than her.
How about Candace Schwadenpool and Adriana Limbo? Okay, how about those two? Is that the late night? Did you have a 58-some? I wouldn't even invite Giselle. She squeezed out a puppy. She's done.
Did you see what they said? That he makes $200 million and she makes $700 million?
He made $163 million in the last 20 years in his 15 years in his career. She made $360. Same amount of time. Oh. Not only, I mean, that guy, marries hot chicks who are earners, supermodels who are earners. The last time a woman bought me a meal, I can't even even the retarded chick I fucked out to pay for. Even that retarded chick. The shit that she shit out was from a meal I bought her. And then, can you believe that? She threw the meal at me. It went through her. I bought her a meal. I mean, it was Arby's. I told her it was Nobu. Why Nobu have buns? Just shut up. That's not horseradish sauce. That's soy sauce. And yeah. So that's my analogy. It's as if the retarded girl I fucked and put on a bus to get rid of after taking shit and throwing at me in my apartment, it's as if she quarterbacked and coached for the Seahawks. That's how retarded it was. They played like retards. A retard. Seattle in bad shape tonight. Every Friday, we'll be throwing them up, our favorite moments from the week. Artie's Cutlets. You know what? Play this right now. Highway to Hell. I guarantee you. The song Highway to Hell.
I like Highway
to Hell. Okay, by AC/DC. If you look at the liner notes, it says, the first line is season ticket on a one-way ride. I defy you to listen to that song and tell me he doesn't say she's a nigger on a one-way ride. Okay, now Highway to Hell. Now, do you have the? You got
the live version?
Yeah, not the live version. He won't do it live. Try to get the studio. It goes living easy, living free. She's a nigger on a one-way ride. Okay. The lyrics say season ticket on a one-way ride. Okay, listen to this. I defy you to say he's.
Take it back. Did you read that? Is a drop from now on. I love that. Bring it back. I need to hear it again.
I have the lyrics here. It says season ticket on a one-way ride.
That's no season ticket there.
No fucking way.
Watch Chris's face when that happened.
I didn't see him. I didn't think it was coming.
It looked like Tom Brady.
Perfect. There's no tickets in there at all.
Very racist.
No tickets in there at all.
If you look at AC/DC, they are just five like Scottish guys who probably are insanely racist.
I want to go to a karaoke bar just to drop that in and see if anyone notices.
What do you mean? Just the lyrics are the lyrics.
That would be great at some nerd at a karaoke bar go, she's a nigger on a one-way ride.
Everybody get quiet. You got to stop. We're done with karaoke for the night. Just one way. I mean, fuck, I never knew that.
Yeah, all those. The Hold Out of Rosie, too, just about him fucking a big fat chick.
Yeah.
All those songs.
How about
when
big
you're 12.
balls?
Yeah.
I've got big balls. The whole thing is a balls and dick joke. The entire song is a balls and dick joke.
The other thing that I love about AC/DC, they might be the only band in history to completely switch, have a lead singer die, switch it out, and still be great.
Well, there's one other
Who
entry
else?
there. Van Halen, people say.
No way.
But I agree.
Not
I agree.
the
Some
same.
people say Van Halen, but Sammy Hagar's Van Halen's nowhere near as good as.
No,
but here's what happened.
different.
AC/DC. Bon Scott, because that was Bon Scott.
Bon Scott was the
that
best.
voice is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And that voice to me is a better pure rock and roll voice than Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson.
I don't think there's one original member left for Earth, Wind, and Fire. They're still touring. like the black band.
No, all the Temptations are Jewish. They still tour.
The OJs is like one O less.
No, but they didn't only come back. They had the biggest album maybe of all time.
Right.
Back in Black.
Back in Black is that the next album?
That's the next album.
It's the next album. It's fucking unbelievable. Yeah. They tried that on the Jeffersons. It didn't work when they switched the kid.
Well, the great thing,
work.
exactly. Well, no, there were 4 Lionels.
There were 4.
Weren't there 4 Lionels?
Was there
I think
4?
There's at least 3 of them.
I thought there were 2.
Put it this way: Chris was born at the wrong time. He definitely would have gotten an audition for Lionel.
Big Afro, Little Afro. I don't remember. There was a 3rd and a 4th? Come on.
There was a 3rd Lionel.
No.
I'm okay. Maybe
How
there
many
was.
Lamonts were there?
Lamont.
The other thing that's great about the AC/DC, there's no long raps about politics in between songs at their concert. Brian Johnson goes, "We're gonna play some Back in Black." That was my first concert. Was AC/DC.
They're so great.
The Back in Black tour. I was
When's the
14.
last time you've seen them?
I wish I had.
I saw them. You know what? I was with. They came into the Stern show. I got to sing "You Shook Me All Night Long" with
that's
them.
The
that
greatest,
sounds fun.
That's the single greatest moment of my life, maybe.
Yeah.
I was working on the Stern Show full time for like 3 weeks, and they came in, and it was Angus and Malcolm and Brian Johnson, and Malcolm was playing acoustic guitar, and I sang "You Shook Me All Night Long" with them. I think they were a little afraid of me.
But I want to ask, do you think it's because he didn't have his voice? Because he kept pointing to you, right?
Yeah, right.
To
Yeah,
take over.
he lost. It was the morning, and he said, "I can't do this anymore." So
I just-
Howard said, "Artie, take over."
I don't know if I can make your guitar work, but I just learned how to play "You Shook Me All Night Long" on the guitar.
I
this
see. I
past
would
week.
love that. I would love to.
It's
know how to
3
play that.
chords.
That's what I mean. It's all just power chords, and I mean, I guess you got to create that. Like Angus Young has created some of the most recognizable riffs, but I'm not a musician. Is that hard? I guess it is hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I never heard that "Highway to Hell" riff. That's hard to make up, right?
Well, it's like you know what it is. It's there are 3
There's
chords,
no voice
but
cooler
it's
than Bon Scott.
No.
He's 4'8" too, by the way.
That's my first cool song that my son ever got into was.
Highway to Hell?
Well,
oh God!
You Shook Me All Night Long?
No. What's Bon Scott?
Hell's
It's fucking-
Bells?
No. Bon Scott.
Long way to the top.
No.
Long Way to the Top. You want to rock and roll?
No. Help
anything
my
with a
80
bag
Ride
pipe
on.
here.
Ride on the ballad.
No, it's like
I don't know. I have nothing
It's
for you.
probably AC/DC's biggest hit back then.
Anything with bagpipes.
About high school,
Bigger than-
about the
bigger than
shitty
Highway to Hell?
principal.
Oh, Dirty Deeds.
Dirty Deeds. It's the first cool song my son ever liked, and I
But
was
not, dude. Highway to Hell. You thought was cool. How much cooler is it now?
Oh, it's great, dude. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna let all my black friends hear it, which is all 3 of them. No. I'm gonna let every friend I have hear that. They're gonna be like, "This is fucking."
What's the one?
Highway to Hell. When I heard that she's a nigger, I said that just went from a cool song to the coolest song ever.
When did you notice this? When it first came out?
Yeah, I remember listening with my buddies. We would go over all the lyrics, because the big thing was in "Start Me Up." If Mick Jagger at the end of "Start Me Up" says, "I make a dead man come," you make a dead. In "Start Me
Oh,
Up,"
yeah,
you make
yeah.
a dead man come.
That's.
Or at the end, yeah, that's the end of "Start Me
Yeah.
Up."
Oh my god.
You never heard
I
that?
don't think I ever read into that.
Joe, the guitar's not tuned up.
No, I have to tune.
Anyway, we got into this because I brought up Dee Dee Ramone. I did this coke that Dee Dee Ramone got me, and I walked 35 city blocks in about 18 minutes. And I kept hitting my face and like talking to people, and like my forehead was red from hitting it. Pharmaceutical grade blow.
And he's still alive or no? Or is he?
No, Dee Dee's gone. Every original Ramone is dead. Marky's still alive. Marky was the second drummer.
Well, who's the one that? Remember, that's how you can think you're the hardest partier, but I think Dee Dee Ramone joined that Gigi Allen band for 4 days.
Oh, maybe he did,
And even
yeah.
he was like, "I'm getting the fuck out of here." This guy's
Well, the
crazy.
Gigi Allen throws shit at people. Right?
Yeah, and was gonna kill himself on stage.
Yeah, wasn't that the thing?
Who was Gigi Allen?
Now, the thing, if you're going to kill yourself, Gigi Allen was a punk rock star. And
Threw shit?
He threw his own shit on stage. It was like a monkey.
Jesus Christ.
Literally. But the thing about killing yourself on stage, it's like that Daffy Duck thing. I can only do it once. What city do you do it in?
Yeah.
If
The one you love or the one you hate?
yeah,
One or the other.
probably. See, I would do it like Milwaukee or something.
I say Baltimore.
I would do it at Magoobies.
You don't want to do it somewhere where you're not going to get depressed either. That's the worst.
I
When
would
you kill
do it-
yourself and no one knows.
I would do it at Zanies in Vernon Hills. You know why? Because there's nothing. Zanies in Vernon Hills, Illinois. I would kill myself there because there's nothing there that would change my mind.
No bananas.
There's nothing at Zanies in Vernon Hills, Illinois. Goes. I want to live. Yeah, Joe, what are you doing?
He's tuning.
We don't want to hear you say it. No
Gotta do that.
We could just play the actual song. We don't want to hear you fucking sing it.
Joe is good.
That was Joe.
That was Joe belting it out.
You're not allowed to sing.
But anyway, you can sing if you want. Do whatever you want. You're over there hanging out. What are you doing?
Now you. Yo, you.
What happened?
We got that's a loop we got now.
What?
That's the new drop.
It changes how I feel about
Me and my
SummerSlam. That was SummerSlam's anthem for WWF.
Me and my buddies were sitting in a basement listening to that in about 1982, and when he said that, we went, he said fucking nigga. No, we didn't. Stop it.
I don't want to produce the show, but I think every time you introduce Chris, that drop.
And then, do the introduction.
Wait, you ready? Chris, your thoughts.
Ask me how I feel about Gwyneth Paltrow.
How do you feel about Gwyneth Paltrow?
Wow, that's hilarious.
She's a nigga with a steam vagina.
Oh God.
Oh, that's amazing.
You just opened my mind to some shit. I can't unhear that anymore.
You know, what do I think?
Oprah, what do you feel about Oprah?
What do you feel about Maya Angelou?
You know? And the facts are facts, and facts are facts. I mean, God bless the dead, but I mean, you know.
Bingo Jet out of Light-On's never going to top that one.
What's the most offensive name we could think of? I don't even know if we should do it. What do you think of Michelle Obama?
And I'm not here to pull punches. That's all I'm saying.
All right, we better stop.
Jesus.
Man.
We definitely hit our nigger quota.
Every Friday, we'll be throwing them up, our favorite moments from the week. Artie's Cutlets. All right, $2,000. I got heads.
He's got 2,000
Wait,
on
one
heads.
second. Wait. Put the mic up against the...
Participants, honorary captains, Teddy Bruschi of the New England Patriots,
All right.
and Kenny Easley of the Seattle Seahawks.
All right, here we go.
And now, referee Bill Vinovich.
I don't trust him. All right, wait. Here.
Good afternoon, gentlemen, and welcome to Super Bowl 49.
All right.
The Lombardi Trophy is heads, the stadium is tails.
Lombardi Trophy.
New England, you've been designated.
I want the Lombardi Trophy.
the call. It is,
They're calling heads. Patriots call heads.
it is tails.
I told you to go with tails. I told you to go with tails.
Motherfucker.
I'm down. All right, I'm down $2,000.
Tails is always the route to go, man.
Motherfucker.
Dude, eat a sausage sandwich.
I'm down.
It's got vinegar on it. It's incredible.
$2,000. I'm gonna have to edit out everything Joe said.
You just lost a whole week's pay for me.
Man, I see. I didn't like that. I didn't trust. First of all, having Wolfark out there as one of the captains, he's 800 pounds. Shit.
On Twitter, asked me, what did I bring to the party? I brought buffalo chicken dip.
The true story, we're talking to Pete Carroll, but the real story is Artie Lang just lost.
My wife made it. She made the buffalo chicken dip. Yeah. Oh, she's home. She don't care about football.
I lost $2,000 on the coin toss.
I feel nothing.
Before the kickoff.
How many more bets do you have?
I have another 11 bets.
And we got to wait a while on a lot of them here. Let's see, what's the next one that
Wait
could
a while.
happen?
There we go. Another wait a while.
Another
Thanks.
dumb
Yeah, wait a minute.
comment from me.
1, 2. Here's how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 9 more bets.
We should do a side bet. What's the over under on dumb things?
Yo,
that
we
I'm
should
gonna
actually
say?
do. We should do a side bet over under.
It's already over.
Does he get the bets? How many bets altogether is it?
How many
10. I have 10 altogether bets.
So we would have to do a 10.5 or a 9.5 of him get. So what's the line on it? What's the line on him making the bets, Flip?
What are you talking about?
We got to make a line on you making your bets and bet on that
stop
bet.
it.
You mean like an over-under of how
Over
many he's
under.
going to hit?
Yeah. We got to figure out a line on it first. Because usually does he clear his bets?
And is already allowed to participate in that?
No, he can't. He can't participate in his own bet of his bets.
All right, wait. Here's the first official commercial.
Hunger Games.
Is this the Hunger Games?
Yeah. This is Hunger Games.
No, it's a
Oh, this
shark.
is Jurassic Park. This is Jurassic Park.
What the fuck?
Yeah, this is Jurassic Park. I forgot.
Oh, that looks good.
That's Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah, it's the new one. Chris Pratt.
I'm your big Chris Pratt fan.
I'm becoming a Pratt fan.
Oh God. Yeah, he is good, Chris Pratt. I'm just seeing just from this
Good,
commercial,
man.
I could tell he's great.
Did you see Guardians of the Galaxy?
Look out! The new De Niro's been born.
Well, they try to make him a new Harrison Ford. They're making him a new Indiana Jones.
Fucking new Harrison Ford.
They like
Oh
him.
my God.
This looks crazy.
He's no Harrison.
They should have
Ford.
known not to open the park from the first one. They won't let up on this situation. Like, let the Jurassic Park concept go.
This is how loud black people are when they're sitting next to you in the movie.
Oh, I
theater.
know.
Oh, dude, it gets ugly. During the previews, me and my fan, we don't shut up. We talk about it.
You sound like every fucking black movie I went to where I went, why did I do this?
Oh my God!
Where do you go? You can't go. You can't go.
You know how much more? You know how much
movie.
more annoying it is when you're down $2,000 already. I'm down to all I hear in my head is I'm down $2,000. We got black people in Jurassic Park. It's time to get Jurassic Park in there. We just got out there. My wife don't give a shit about the Jurassic Park.
I would get angry, but that's a spot on me, so I can't get angry.
Black people don't have beards. Every Friday we'll be throwing them up our favorite moments from the week. Artie's cutlets.
No, I'm gonna let everything I have here. They're gonna be like, this